I watched the WeWork guy. I mentioned this to you, but I would just mention to the audience. He was on, I don't know if it was business. It wasn't Business Insider. I'm just thinking that because they had the big story with Dave Portnoy, but maybe it was Bloomberg or something. If you Google WeWork, he did his first interview in 2 years. For those of you who don't know, there was this whole issue with WeWork where it was valued at $47 billion and had raised money at that valuation. And then that price like plummeted to $9 billion because if you looked into the way they were being valued as a tech startup with some interesting software. And really they're just a commercial real estate company that leases real estate. And so through all of that, the story that was coming out was that this guy, in the midst of a collapse and employees getting fired and investors getting crushed, was walking out with basically $1 billion golden parachute. And, had that made people livid. Yep. What was fascinating is I watched his interview and couldn't help but find myself feeling persuaded, if not totally, by the interview. So there's like a really interesting charisma breakdown there, but just a handful of things that I saw in one run through is that he is extremely calm. There's a moment at the end of it where the guy asks him a question that he's like, no, that's not what happened. And he starts to go, he's like, no. Let me collect myself. That actually isn't what he clearly has been for 45 minutes practicing. And prior to this, practicing not getting riled up. And as well, what he does is when the guy, he asks many pointed questions. People say that you got rich off the backs of this. People say that you screwed people. He almost always goes, I really appreciate you asking that question. It gives me a chance to clarify something that a lot of people believe that. And by treating the interviewer as if he was his buddy in this quest to rectify the mistruths that have been stated, it comes across really well. And there's 100 other things that he does, but it's like a master class.
Hopefully not 100, because I don't want to make that long.
You don't have to make it.
Hopefully there's 10 minutes or less.
It is a master class on answering hard questions. And if you walk out of there not totally convinced, that's fine. I mean,
why does he do it?
Well, what he says...
why does he do the interview? This dude's got $1 billion. He's living his life.
So he said, he's like... and again, it's plausible to me. He's like, look, when all this went down, I knew that me doing the interview then would have just created more trouble for WeWork. And I honestly just wanted them to succeed. I wanted to not be a distraction and to get out. The reason that I'm doing it now is because I wanted to do it then. And there were a lot of things that were wrong about this, just factually inaccurate about the time, about my compensation, about how it happened, why it happened, and all this kind of stuff. So he's like, I've been wanting to do this. It seems that now that WeWork is doing well, is being publicly traded, is making money, now I can come and not be a distraction from what is a successful company. It's working. We are working.
WeWork is working.
So that's what he says. And he's got answers to every single question that you might think to ask him. He's got a plausible answer for it that goes, that makes sense. And he manages it in a really skillful way. Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.